Welcome back to Kleppers Corner. Today in the news, where I look at the world, sigh deeply, and then make fun of it so you don't cry into your morning cereal. And what a world we've got today, folks, because September 5th is less of a date and more of a mashup episode nobody asked for. We've got the U.S. renaming the Pentagon like it's a reality show, Elon Musk deciding he wants to LARP as Ross Perot, Europe rethinking NATO like it's a group project, and Thailand's government collapsing like a Jenga tower at a frat party. Sprinkle in an earthquake, AI chips, and a WNBA team making history, and you've got a news day that feels like binge-watching 6 shows at once. So let's break it down one disaster at a time. Segment 1, the Department of War, because defense was too wimpy a word. President Trump signed an executive order saying the Pentagon can now call itself the Department of War, because apparently the branding problem in U.S. foreign policy wasn't endless wars, drone strikes, or the fact that no one can explain Afghanistan in under 17 syllables. No, the problem was marketing. Trump literally said, defense is too defensive. We want to be defensive, but also offensive, which is the kind of deep logic you normally hear from a guy at a Buffalo Wild Wings just before he gets thrown out. Meanwhile, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is out here purging woke culture and preaching a warrior ethos. Translation, fewer PowerPoints about diversity, more bayonet lunges in the break room. This rebrand costs millions. New signs, new stationery, new websites. We could spend that money on cyber defense against China, but no, let's make sure every base has a shiny new Welcome to War banner. What's next? The IRS rebranding as the Department of Screw You, Pay Up? And here's the kicker. When you rename it War, it suddenly sounds a lot less crazy to send troops into Chicago. Oh, don't worry. This isn't defense anymore. It's war. On traffic, on graffiti, on your neighbor's noise complaint. It's symbolic, it's strategic, and it's a little terrifying. Because words matter. And in Trump's America, those words are slap a gold sticker on it and hope people cheer. Segment 2, RFK Jr. versus the CDC, science by conspiracy. Meanwhile, over in public health, things are going exactly as you'd expect when RFK Jr. is in charge. The CDC is on fire, and half the staff quit before the smoke detectors even went off. He just fired his own CDC director, one he personally appointed, a month into the job. Why? Because she refused to pre-approve vaccine recommendations from his panel of anti-vax buddies. She writes an op-ed saying, I got canned for not rubber stamping pseudoscience. He says, nah, she told me she wasn't trustworthy. That's like getting dumped and then claiming, actually, I broke up with her because she admitted she was terrible in bed. Now, only high-risk groups are eligible for COVID vaccines. If you're under 65, apparently your immune system is sponsored by Vibes. And California, Oregon, and Washington have already said, screw it, we'll make our own CDC, with blackjack and hookers. Welcome to the Western Health Alliance, otherwise known as 3 governors realizing RFK Jr. thinks Fauci is hiding microchips in squirrels. So now health policy is balkanized. Half the country gets vaccines, half doesn't, and everyone's confused. Which means the next pandemic isn't going to be fought with masks and ventilators. It's going to be fought with Google searches and a state lottery deciding who gets an mRNA booster. Good luck, America. Segment 3, economic statecraft, tariffs, tech bros, and ICE in Chicago. On the economy, Trump's plan is simple. Tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. Japan gets lower auto tariffs, but semiconductors, he's slapping fairly substantial ones on those any minute, which makes sense. Why not piss off the one industry powering everything from TikTok to your grandma's pacemaker? At the same time, he invites every billionaire tech CEO to dinner. Zuckerberg, Cook, Gates, Altman, all at one table. Honestly, I'd pay to see the seating chart. Did they put Gates next to Trump just to watch him twitch every time Trump says Windows sucks? And while Trump wines and dines the tech elite, ICE agents are storming into Chicago and San Francisco. Protests are erupting, governors are yelling, and somewhere in the middle, Elon Musk is tweeting memes about how this all proves we should replace Congress with a Reddit thread. Economic statecraft, folks. It's like regular statecraft, but instead of diplomacy, you just yell tariff and wait for markets to panic. Segment 4. Thailand's government collapses faster than Jenga at a bar. Thailand, yes, Thailand, just had its 3rd prime minister in 2 years. The Shinawatra dynasty is out after a leaked phone call. And now the new PM is Anutin Charnvirakul. He's a cannabis-friendly businessman backed by the opposition for 4 months only because then they demand new elections. This isn't a government. This is a probation period. It's like hiring a substitute teacher and saying, we'll see how you do until Christmas, then we'll replace you with someone who actually read the syllabus. Investors are fleeing. Politics is chaos. And somewhere in Dubai, Thaksin Shinawatra is sipping cocktails and laughing at the country like it's his ex-wife's wedding video. Segment 5. Europe's new DIY NATO for Ukraine. Europe's decided, fine, America, if you won't send troops, we'll do it ourselves. 26 countries now promising troops for Ukraine if there's a ceasefire. France and the UK are leading it. Trump's phoning in from Mar-a-Lago like, yeah, we'll maybe do planes, but no boots because boots get dirty. This is Europe's version of growing up and moving out. NATO's the overbearing parent, the US is the drunk uncle, and now Macron's like, we'll pay our own rent, thanks. Strategic autonomy, baby. AKA Europe realizing America might be too busy renaming departments to actually show up for class. Segment 6, Afghanistan's earthquake disaster. Afghanistan just got hit by a devastating 6.0 earthquake. 2,200 dead, thousands more trapped, entire villages flattened. And aid barely trickling in. The EU sent tents, the UK wrote a check, the UN scraped together $11 million. But the US, once the biggest donor, basically ghosted after 2021. So Afghans are left begging for help while the world shrugs, saying, we'd love to, but you've got the Taliban, and they make dinner parties awkward. Imagine telling a starving family, sorry, geopolitics says no soup for you. This isn't just a natural disaster, it's every failure of global politics rolled into one earthquake. Segment 7, the AI hardware arms race, OpenAI versus NVIDIA. OpenAI just partnered with Broadcom to make their own AI chips. $10 billion in orders, all to stop being dependent on NVIDIA. This is the AI version of teenagers saying, we don't need mom's minivan, we're buying our own Tesla. Google, Amazon, Meta already have custom chips. Now OpenAI is doing it, which means the future of AI isn't about who builds the smartest model, it's about who controls the factories that make the silicon brains. Forget Skynet. The real apocalypse will be when Sam Altman calls Taiwan and says, we're out of chips. Can you DoorDash some? Segment 8, Elon Musk's America Party. Spoiler alert, Elon Musk officially launched the America Party. Platform? Fiscally conservative, loves AI, hates Trump spending, can't run for president because South Africa, but wants to play kingmaker in Congress. He says he'll target 2 or 3 Senate races, 8 to 10 House seats, just enough to be the swing vote. Translation, he's trying to be Joe Manchin with a Twitter addiction. Polling says he'll mostly pull votes from Republicans, which means Democrats are sitting back like, please, Elon, go nuts. Split that GOP pie like it's a Tesla stock split. So yes, the richest man in the world wants to be a third-party spoiler. Ross Perot 2.0, but with memes, rockets, and a tendency to name his kids like Wi-Fi passwords. Segment 9, the jobs report. No hire, no fire. Today's August jobs report expected 75,000 to 120,000 jobs. July gave us just 73,000. Unemployment inching up to 4.3%. It's called the no hire, no fire economy. Basically, businesses are looking at applicants and saying, meh. Trump fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics for allegedly rigging the data, because nothing says confidence in the economy like decapitating your statistician. If the report comes in weak, the Fed cuts rates in September. If it's strong, markets panic. Either way, Wall Street reacts like it's been locked in a room with Elon Musk's Twitter feed, anxious, sweaty, and waiting for the next stupid thing. Segment 10, quick hits, science, sports, and Indiana. Quick lightning round. UCLA researchers discovered that mRNA stability might be the key to autoimmune diseases. Translation, your body's text messages keep getting deleted before the proteins show up. In sports, the Golden State Valkyries, newest WNBA team, made the playoffs in their first year. Historic. Meanwhile, the NFL opened with Eagles beating the Cowboys in a game delayed by lightning, which is God's way of saying, please, not another season of Dallas fans. And in Indiana, wildfire smoke is turning skies orange. Sunsets extra pretty, but don't breathe too hard. Also, Markle police are investigating the death of an infant killed by a dog. Tragic reminder that local news often punches you in the gut harder than the global headlines ever could. In conclusion, so there it is, September 5th, 2025. America's got a Department of War, a CDC in meltdown, Elon Musk starting his own party, Europe building DIY NATO, Thailand replacing governments like light bulbs, Afghanistan begging for help, AI chips becoming the new oil, and the labor market slowing down like your uncle after his third plate at Thanksgiving. The lesson? The world is fragmented, unstable, and occasionally hilarious if you squint hard enough. And while leaders rename, rebrand, and reboot, regular people, whether in Ukraine, Thailand, Afghanistan, or Indiana, are just trying to survive the fallout. History doesn't wait, folks. It just happens. Loudly, stupidly, and with way too many acronyms.